The NFL draft is always full of surprises, but one of the things that has been pretty consistent over the last 4 or 5 seasons is Brett Veach's aggressiveness in the first round. He's traded up for guys like Trent McDuffie, and he selected the guy that he wanted in George Karlaftis and Xavier Worthy, and so it begs the question, could the Chiefs trade up this year in the first round? Well, we just got a report from The Athletic that gives a much better idea of what the Chiefs draft plans are. So in this video, I'm going to go over that report, and I'm also going to do another mock draft because why not? But if you are new to this channel, my name is Michael Darcy, and you were watching the KC Sports Report. Do me a huge favor and hit that like button and subscribe to this channel for more of the best daily Chiefs content on YouTube. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into this report coming from Chiefs Blitz on Twitter. The Chiefs are a team to look out for in a potential trade up with the Minnesota Vikings. This is per Alec Lewis and at the NFL or at the Athletic NFL. So basically, Alec Lewis, former Kansas City guy, is now a reporter for The Athletic covering the Minnesota Vikings. He used to cover the Royals in Kansas City. That's how I know him. But it's very interesting that the Chiefs could potentially trade up in the first round this year with the Minnesota Vikings. Now, I was kind of looking to see what Minnesota is looking for in this first round, and there was a couple articles by Alec Lewis where he's kind of talking about how the Vikings could use some interior offensive line like a guard, and the value might not be there when they're picking, so they would potentially trade their pick for the Chiefs to trade up and maybe get a left tackle or a defensive end or a defensive tackle. I'm kind of worried that if the Chiefs do end up trading up, it's for an offensive tackle, for a left tackle, like a Josh Simmons. And so it'll be very interesting to see if the Chiefs are hyper aggressive in the first round this year, because they've been aggressive in years prior, but they've also had a couple drafts where they've been okay, taking guys like Felix Anudike-Uzomah, or I guess Clyde Edwards-Helaire in the first round. And those picks just haven't hit, and one of them didn't, and one of them probably isn't going to hit. But you've also seen him, trade up in the second round, trade back, or I guess trade up in the third round. Brett Veach is more aggressive than he is, I don't want to say passive aggressive, but he's not very passive. Most of the time, the Chiefs are trading 6th or 7th round draft picks to trade up in the third round and get the guy that Brett Veach likes. And so I do think it's very intriguing, the idea of trading up to go get someone that the Chiefs like. And if that ends up being the case, that player better hit, because you don't trade up for a guy unless it's a Trent McDuffie, unless it is someone that can be a very good player. The Chiefs are probably not going to just trade up to draft a rotational piece. They need that guy to be special. But I do want to talk more about, a potential trade with the Vikings and how that would look in the draft process. And we're going to do that right after this ad break. The Hollywood Casino at Kansas Speedway is the place to be. With over 1,500 slot machines, 35 table games, 4 restaurants, and a new ESPN Bet Sportsbook, there are plenty of ways to find your fun. For more chances to win, follow them on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Welcome to the Rice Real Estate Group, Kansas City's premier partner in real estate. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, you will receive a tailored experience designed just for you. Specializing in residential, commercial, and investment properties, the dedicated team over at the Rice Real Estate Group helps guide you through every transaction, including navigating those short, complex sales. With a commitment to personal one-on-one service, they will ensure that you are supported every step of the way. You can achieve your goals with expertise, care, and a customized approach that truly makes a difference. Ready to make your next move? The Rice Real Estate Group is here to make it happen. For more information, call 816-819-9333. Huge thanks to the sponsors that support this show all off season long. But getting back into the main portion of this video, I want to go ahead and do a mock draft, and I'm going to actually try to make a trade with the Minnesota Vikings because I want to see who the Chiefs could potentially take. And just for the sake of time in this video, I'm just going to do a 4-round mock, and I'm going to do it at normal speed, We'll go ahead and enter the draft, and I'm going to propose a trade. I'm going to trade, obviously, with the Minnesota Vikings. We'll go ahead and confirm that. We will do let's be realistic here. If the Chiefs want to trade up, it's probably going to take their current round draft pick, or their current, 31st overall pick, and maybe a third next year. So honestly, I'll go ahead and throw in a KC third. Could you do it for a fourth? I'm kind of like, I'd like to trade it for a fourth. You know what? Just because I don't think that Minnesota would do it for less than a third, I'm going to give them a third, and we get their current draft pick. And you know what? They'll throw in one of their 3 7th-round picks. So we'll take Houston's 7th-round pick that Minnesota has. I'm going to propose that trade. I'm going to confirm it. And of course, it gets rejected. So let me propose another trade. So I kind of forgot that they can reject trades. So we'll go ahead and propose our 1st-round pick and a 3rd-round pick for just Minnesota's current. And hopefully they take that. If they don't, we're going to have to be a little bit aggressive. Man, what is it going to take? Let's see. Okay, hopefully 3rd time's a charm here. I guess we're going to have to sweeten the pot. So we'll do current 31st overall pick. We'll do, goodness gracious, I guess a 3rd and a 4th. I think that is a lot, but we'll see if Minnesota ends up taking that. Okay, does Minnesota just not want to trade with us? What is going on? Comment down below what you think it's going to end up taking to trade with Minnesota. And just for the sake of this mock draft, I'll give them a 2nd-round draft pick next year, a 3rd-round draft pick next year, and we'll give them a 5th for the 24th overall pick. I think this is a ridiculous haul. This is not a trade that I would ever do. But for the sake of this mock draft, I would like to pick as, pick as the Chiefs, at 24. So we'll go ahead and... Okay, why is the draft not going? I guess we'll get into the draft. We'll restart. No, I just want to see. Okay, resume draft. Goodness gracious, guys. Sometimes it's like my first day on the job. All right, let's see who's available for the Chiefs at 24. Shamar Stewart going 9th. Interesting. The Missouri tackle is very high. Wow, the Broncos take a wide receiver. We're going to have some pretty good options at 24, I will say. Okay, they would give us pick 42, pick 73, and a 2nd-round draft pick next year. I'm going to go ahead and reject that because I wouldn't have made this trade. The Bengals want it. The Niners want it. No, you guys don't get it. Nick Emanwari, the safety from South Carolina. Guys, let's be real here. If the Chiefs are trading up, it's going to be for these players. It's going to be for Josh Simmons or Walter Nolan. I do like the wide receiver from Ohio State, Egbuka, but I don't think that you would trade up for him. Let's be realistic here, guys. If the Chiefs are trading up in the 1st round, if they're going up to pick 24, it's because the Texans are picking 25. And the Texans are probably going to want to draft Josh Simmons because you saw them trade away their left tackle cornerstone, Laramie Tunsil. And so if the Chiefs are trading up with the Minnesota Vikings, giving up future draft capital, they're going to end up taking Josh Simmons. And I'm not the biggest fan of this, but I'm just trying to be as realistic as possible. Again, I would like the Chiefs to take a defensive tackle. I would have loved to take Walter Nolan in that situation because, he's been available at 31 for the Chiefs a couple of times. Omarion Hampton's still on the board. Very interesting to see him. Wow, he goes to the Colts. But I wonder if Tyleik Williams will be available for us when we're picking here at the... Well, of course he's not. But there will still be a really good player available for the Chiefs to take at 63. Ooh, I see my guy still on the board. He's still there. And Buffalo wants to give us, a little trade. We're not going to do that. We're going to reject that. Kenneth Grant on the board, Quinshawn Judkins. It's between those two. Chiefs need a defensive tackle. They could also use a running back. Oh, man. just because I like the depth at defensive tackle in this draft, I'm going to go ahead and take Quinshon Judkins. I like him a lot. And I think the Chiefs just oh, and we can take Kenneth Grant with our first round, or I guess first selection in the third round. I'm just absolutely murdering this draft right now. So I do like what we got going on right now. We got a tackle, a running back, a defensive tackle. And then we, of course, have one more pick in the third round at pick 95. Jaden Higgins from Iowa State is still on the board. I don't think he'll probably be there for us. Wait, I don't even know. Yeah, we should have a third round pick because I gave up next year draft capital. I'm so confused with all the picks I had to give up to, get that Minnesota Vikings 24th overall pick. I do like Alfred Collins. Darius Alexander is a guy that I've taken in previous mocks. Kobe Bryant ended up going to the Browns. I absolutely love Kobe. I watch him a lot at Kansas. Ooh, we could use a wide receiver. Don't love the value right now. I mean, these two guys I truly believe are the best players available, but I don't necessarily want to take another defensive tackle this soon. We need an edge rusher. Ashton Gillette from Louisville, he's good. I've been taking Josiah Stewart a lot from Michigan. I'm going to do that for this mock as well. I think he's a very talented player. The Chiefs could use him at edge rusher. A couple of local guys just went pretty early on in the third round, or I guess early on in the draft, but in the late third round. And then our next pick is 133, and then we've got just a giant waiting list until we pick again in, I think, the 7th round. So we've got pick 133. I wish this thing would speed up, but I do think we'll have, I'd love for Savion Williams to be there. And of course he's not. So a couple guys that I've taken in different drafts. I've taken Jalen Reed, the safety from Penn State. In the 4th round, I think that does make a lot of sense. The Chiefs could use a defensive back. I usually go defensive back in the 4th round. I've taken RJ Mickens. I think we're going to go best player available. I'm going to take Jalen Reed. And I think we just had a very good mock draft. Again, we traded up with the Minnesota Vikings to pick 24, one pick ahead of the Houston Texans. And I have the Chiefs taking left tackle Josh Simmons. I'm kind of split on it. That's the correct decision. I think they should just stay put and take a better player at pick 31. But if they are allegedly considering trading up to pick 24, it's probably for a left tackle. That's just the reality of the situation. I have them taking Quinshon Judkins in the 2nd. That's fantastic. I have them taking Kenneth Grant in the 3rd, which is just a steal in the 3rd round. I have them taking his teammate from Michigan, Josiah Stewart, also in the 3rd round. And to round out this quick 4-round mock, I have the Chiefs taking safety from Penn State, Jalen Reed. So let me know down in the comments below what you think of this mock draft. I think I did a pretty good job. Obviously, there's some players that you guys like more than I do, and obviously vice versa. But I do want to hear from you guys down in the comment section below. Would you be interested in the Chiefs trading up in the 1st round, or do you think they should stay put? I'm kind of an advocate for them staying at 31. I think there's going to be good value at defense, at pick 31. And what's the need in trading up for a left tackle, giving up future draft capital when Josh Simmons has an injury history and he also doesn't fit a lot of the draft measurables that the Chiefs look for? So please let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. That is all I have for this video. Hit that like button and subscribe to this channel for more daily Chiefs coverage. And until next time, guys, thank you for watching this video. And as always, go Chiefs.